All right. So going back to your question, I'll come back to everyone. We may have more people join as well. So to me, going back to your question, Booking.com is very dominant in UK. 90% of our bookings come from Booking.com. Okay. And I'm talking about online bookings. So that then we have separately direct bookings as well. The online bookings part, 90% of them come from Booking.com. Expedia owns 200 channels. That also includes hotels.com. So once you register on Expedia, you are pretty much available all over the world, right? You could be in China, you could be in some country in Africa or anywhere in the world. Expedia is very, very large, okay? But they're just not as dominant in UK as Booking.com, okay? Then Airbnb is another one. I am very cautious of Airbnb because Airbnb has a new policy where if the guest goes and complains about it, you're not getting paid. So I am not on Airbnb. Would I like to be on Airbnb? Yes, only if it is a very high-end location, and then I can control the whole guest experience. Otherwise, all that's going to happen is you will have a guest stay for 2-3 nights and go back and say, well, I want my money back. And Airbnb is not going to pay. Okay? So very conscious about that. TripAdvisor is another one who I spoke with, but they came across very greedy. I'm not saying it's not a good channel. All I'm saying is I don't use it at this stage. I may use it in future, but my interaction with their representative came across very greedy. So I decided not to be on TripAdvisor. Okay, so the profile might be there, but we are not directing any traffic or taking any bookings from TripAdvisor. Okay. And then you do need to focus massively on direct bookings because a big part of your profits depend on how much direct bookings you get, and you don't pay the 15 or the 20% that you need to pay these portals. Okay. So that's key. Also, I use SpareRoom Premium. So SpareRoom is like they attract heavy traffic. Okay. I know there are a couple of other, I think it's called OpenRent and Gumtree, and there's a couple of others, but I mainly use SpareRoom. But yes, you can use others as well.
OpenRent for hotels?
Oh yeah, you can
Really?
look. Okay. It depends on where your hotel is. It depends on the season. It depends on, as in where the traffic is supposed to come from.
Okay.
I'll give you an example. Let's say you have a block of flats or even a hotel, and you are in a seasonal space, like seasonal location. Okay. Now, season-wise, you'll get traffic from everywhere, right? You know, Booking.com will fill you up. Expedia will fill you up. Even, I mean, you don't need to even use all of them. Even if you use one of them, they will fill you up at season. But guess what happens at off-season?
Yeah, man.
None of them are gonna be able to fill you. So then you really need to leverage on every single platform.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
So
then you can use SpareRoom. You can use, because remember, at off-peak season, you're giving the rooms for cheap. Yeah. Even if you break even, you should be happy. And then SpareRoom, OpenRent, and a whole bunch of Gumtrees, and I can probably list you a few more as well as I go along. But you need to be listed on all of them. Okay. Some are worth the premium, others are not worth the premium. Okay. So SpareRoom is probably one of the top in the list when it comes to return on investment on their ads, as in the premium packages they have. I only paid, I think it was like shy of 150 for the year, but the amount of business I've got from them is off the roof. Okay. So yeah, you do have to be. And then it comes to your channel manager. I use QBook. There are many, many channel managers. Just be aware of one thing, that once you sign up with a channel manager, changing it is really painful. Okay. So make sure that you do your research. I use QBook. I can send you the link. Okay. QBook is very good for hotels. I'm yet to test them for blocks.
I see.
Okay. So I will share as I go along with the blocks of flats that we are getting now on what my experience is. QBook, the team is very good. So if you have a problem with the system, you message them. Unless it's a weekend, they'll come back to you within a couple of hours. So they're pretty effective. Okay, they're called the queens.
Can I add? Sorry.
Please do.
Yeah, I was going to say, can I add to the channel manager conversation? So I went through an exercise a few years ago, and I set up my own service accommodation business a while ago. But I did the same thing. I had a channel manager, and then I switched after about 2 years. I think I switched because it did the job what I wanted to begin with. It was cheap and cheerful. It got me connected to the main channels, and it was great. But then what that gave me was the ability to understand what I actually now need from a channel manager. So what I did, which might be useful if you are looking for any, I suppose it works for any system, is that just working out what you absolutely need from the system. What is it you need, how you work, and what you need from it. What are the absolute essentials? What are the nice to haves? And then start evaluating a few. Then you can work out what's good for you, what works, what doesn't, because like Jack says, there's hundreds of channel managers out there. It's a new one coming out every week. Sorry?
So I actually made a list. So I actually made a list. I have a spreadsheet in my inbox. I was just checking. When I say inbox, my drive, it actually gives you not just QBook. There's, I think, 3-4 other channel managers that I saved back in the days. It also gives you, I think there's 3 or 4 different other systems which allow you to be able to upload pictures of the rooms before and after. It also allows you to, for example, you can use Slack between the team. There's a whole bunch of systems I can share with you, which again, I've shared in Drive, which some I've used through the process. Some I know other people use, so I've actually saved it on a Drive. So Puneet, thank you for that.
Sure.
Yeah. So it's not rocket science, but you do have to test sometimes. But just bear in mind, like I said, I would only go for a channel manager I've tried and tested. I wouldn't just go blindly in, because it can be very, very messy if you get the channel manager wrong. Okay, it's just a very messy process otherwise. QBook has been 9 on 10. Okay. Also, Price Lab, which tracks the traffic of these channel managers, or not channel managers, the portals, as in Booking.com and Expedia and other channels. And what it does is it's called dynamic pricing. Okay, this is what QBook doesn't do, dynamic pricing. Because if it did, then it would be a 10 on 10. But for that, we need Price Lab. I don't use Price Lab at the moment, but I'm looking to probably sign up as soon as we get these 14 flats. Okay, and what it does is that when it's seasonal traffic, let's say you put your room at, I don't know, 150 a night, it can sense the amount of traffic coming in, and then it can change the prices accordingly. So it can either push the price up or push the price down, depending on the demand in the region. Okay, so that's Price Lab. Okay, I'll open Price Lab if I hope I've not forgotten the name. It is definitely Price Lab, I think. Price Lab.
Price Lab.
For revenue management and dynamic pricing too. That's the one.
Price Lab.
I did sign up with them back in the days, but I was just so busy being able to plug it in. And I was pretty confident of the traffic, when it comes, how it comes. So I just didn't feel the need at that point. I was managing 4 hotels at that point. So I think Price Lab would pay for itself. So it's definitely worth using it. I know other people who do use it, and it is very, very effective. I'll tell you where it will make you money. Sometimes we guess that this is a busy weekend and we put the maximum price. What we can't do is how much traffic is coming in, and sometimes we get that wrong, as in the price could be higher. I'll give you an example. It was peak season, summer holidays. I was actually sleeping in one of the rooms of the hotels. So what I did was I pushed the price double, thinking no one is going to book it. Okay, so it was a small double room. I pushed the price to £200. Guess what? This is double the price of what we used to charge for that room. 9:45 at night, when the portal closes at 10 o'clock at night, 9:45, I get a booking for £200. And the housekeepers around me, I ask them, pull my luggage out. I'll go and sleep downstairs. I would rather take the 200. Okay. So you can sometimes not guess the amount of traffic going in. Yes, you would know peak season and all sorts, and you can push the prices to full. But sometimes it's very difficult. Someone could be looking for a room last minute, and they're happy to pay you double the price. And imagine I made £100 extra just like that. And if I had used Price Lab, I would have made that £100 or £50 on every room. Can you see where I'm going with this? Okay, so Price Lab is essential in essence. Okay. What else would you like to know, Dameer?
That's yeah. Well, it was that was fine. That was all perfect. Yeah.
Let me share with you something very interesting. Okay. Let me share with you the journey of the guest, so you have clarity of every step of where things go wrong. Okay. The rooms have to be double checked. So whosoever is cleaning it, they clean it, they go take a break, they come back and double check all the rooms, because then they can easily overlook something and it will give you pain. As in, they missed something in the drawers. Someone, the previous guest left some dirty shit in the drawers, and they didn't check it, and then the new guest comes in and you've got a problem. They didn't put tea, coffee, towels. It has to be double checked, right? If they're not double checking, I can almost guarantee you're going to suffer with your reviews. Okay. But when they double check, the cleaners are supposed to take pictures and upload them on a system. Ask me the name of the system later. I have it saved somewhere. I don't remember it. They're supposed to upload those pictures. And when the guest leaves, before cleaning, if there is some damage, that they're supposed to take pictures and then upload them on the system. What it does is, if the guest walks in and says, well, the room was dirty, you've got proof.
Proof, yeah, true.
A lot of people do this when they walk into a hotel, complain unnecessarily so they can get a free night.
Yeah, yeah.
You can then say to them, look, I've already got the pictures. It was given to you clean. I'm sorry. Say it politely. Let them they do whatever they want to do. Okay. Second is, when they leave the room, you've got no proof of the pictures taken right before they walked in for any damages.
Yeah, true.
And then you have to be insured for the damages, as in not your business insurance, but your insurance with the portal who's taking the booking. So if it is booking.com, it gives you the option to choose. Booking.com gives you a certain amount of insurance. For example, on one of our hotels, it's £880 per booking. Okay. But you have to check your system and make sure that you have that in place. You have to have that place with every portal that you use. If you don't have it, you must have a system to be able to take card details so you can charge them if they damage your property. Sometimes it can be substantial. It's not like £50 or £100. Sometimes they walk in and they make a door or a bed or a window. Okay. And then you're looking at a damage of, 1,000, sometimes a few thousands. Okay. Same with blocks. For example, you give someone a flat. I have seen damage worth over £10,000 in a flat.
Yeah.
Okay. So unless you don't have some sort of insurance to cover that, you're playing with fire. Okay. So you got to have insurance. Yeah.
Sorry. This is what you said, £800 for what? For the whole?
So booking.com.
Okay.
On one of our hotels,
okay,
we have a damage policy that if a guest walks in, and that's per booking, and they damage something, they would pay us up to £880.
They would pay. Okay. Yeah.
Booking.com would pay.
Not that
Booking.com would pay.
Not that the insurance is £800.
Yeah, so it's not called insurance, but it's sort of insurance. It's called the damage policy.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, and you need to sign up with that with Booking.com or whichever portal you're working with, because like I said, someone walks in, it's your risk. Okay.
Yeah, true.
Okay. So making sure that pictures are taken before and after for any damages or any issues that might be there. Yeah, when the guest walks in, depending on the size of the hotel and all sorts, you know, there's a lot of money to be made once the guest is in. You know, you could do room service, you could charge for parking, you could charge for a whole bunch of things. Like someone is coming for an anniversary, birthday, champagne, you know, decoration. You know, they're gonna have a party in the lounge. There's a whole space of making money at every aspect of the journey. Okay. Look, a lot of people are in this. I can show you a lot of people who are in the hospitality business. Majority don't make money. And that's because what they don't understand is that once you have the guest in, that's just a one way to monetize. You can monetize that guest in many ways. Like, you know, I used to have a very good earning from the gambling machine. Okay. And the pool table. Okay. You know, the guy would come in every month from the pool table, give me £300-400. He would come into the gambling machine. He'd pay me £700-800 sometimes for a month. Okay. That's all money, net bottom line profit in your pocket. Okay. And these machines are not even owned by a hotel. They are what they call 50% split profits. They'd come in, give you the machine, they'll take 50% profits, and you pay nothing initially at the start. Same with pool table, you pay nothing, but they take away 50% of your profits. Okay, bar is a major one. I mean, in UK, you have the right bar, the right location. I know hotels who make more money from their bar, in fact, double the money from their bar than what they make from the rooms. Okay. So you need to understand your location, you need to understand your guest, and you need to see how you can monetize. I know people who run hotels who make money from selling designer bags through the machines. Designer bags. You know, someone pays £200, all of a sudden you're making over £100 just someone, because it's someone's birthday and they don't have the time to pick up a birthday gift for their missus. Okay. So there's lots of ways to monetize all of this. It's just about understanding the industry and understanding where you can monetize. I actually ended up in a hotel, and I checked online reviews, and it said the coffee is really good. Okay, so I asked for the coffee. I paid £6 just for the coffee. Nice coffee. These guys probably made over £5 just a coffee. Yeah. Okay, so it all adds up. And the ones that I see make the most profit are the ones who monetize literally every aspect of the hospitality business. Okay. I mean, I won't leave selling t-shirts. I won't leave nothing on the table as long as I know what the guest wants. And then you need to test the market every step of the way. Okay. Someone walks in, what kind of drink do you like? And then you make sure you keep that drink. And then guess what happens? You bring them that drink, they will book it again just because they got some unique drink from you. Okay? Happens all the time. Okay? And then one of the most important things in hospitality business is just the personal contact. I mean, you gotta have very good staff in place for all of this. They should be they should have amazing interpersonal skills. Okay? Because people come for people.
Yeah.
Okay. They come because they really like you or whosoever is serving them. So making sure that the hiring process is very stringent to make sure that you pick up the people with the best interpersonal skills. Okay. Okay. I hope that kind of gives you a bit more clarity on the journey of it.
Yeah. That's this part of yeah.
Yeah, you need to monetize every aspect. Thanks. I mean, literally, I had one booking over the weekend in one of my hotels, which was a 21 bed hotel. The booking was worth just shy of £5,000. It was Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. No, They checked out Monday morning. So Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 3 nights. It was just shy of £5,000 booking. This is just one hotel, 21 rooms. Okay. I got from the bar, I think it was £2,400. My cost was about £400. So I made £2,000 from the bar.
Yeah.
Okay. So you need to monetize, and I didn't run the bar. I had people that were working. We only opened 5 o'clock and we closed 11 o'clock.
Yeah.
So 6 hours, 3 days straight, £2,400 in revenue from the bar. Okay. So yeah, you do need to monetize. Like I said, every bit that a guest walks in and that need. We were not even doing coffee. We were not doing snacks. We were not providing, cakes and a whole bunch of things that you can buy ready-made from cash and carries. You can make a lot of money out of all of this. Okay.
Yeah, totally. Yeah.
Punit, do you have any questions regarding any aspect of the 3 strategies?
Not at the moment. No. I wanted to ask, just in case I've missed it. I don't know if the leads have come through yet, but
okay.
Let
me just check your sheet.
That's fine. So I know you were working on them, but I wasn't sure if you'd sent them or not. If not, it's fine.
There was a bit of a technical issue, Punit. So
yeah,
we were working on it, and we had to delete a lot of your deals. So we are now working, and I can see your sheet. There is development leads at number 69. So you've got over 60 leads in terms of development potential. And I'm looking at them. They're mostly commercial to resi, and then again shops to resi under class E and G, class MA as well, low commercial to resi, airspace above flats. So yeah, there's a whole bunch, over 60 leads there.
Okay. Yeah. Great. Yeah, I'll have a look through then.
They're getting there slowly.
Yeah, no problem. That's fine. I just didn't want to miss it. That's all.
No. Actually, I'll tell you what happened. So initially, when we started generating block leads and hotel leads, I actually forgot to convey to the team that you don't need them. So they ended up generating block and hotel leads for you, which I remembered yesterday and asked them to delete it from the sheet. And then they generated some development leads, but we were struggling with some of the technical errors that Nimbus was showing, accompanying notes, portal links, and which ones were available in the first place, because some leads are potential leads. So there's not supposed to be a portal link, and there's not supposed to be accompanying notes. Accompanying notes are more like, what is the actual deal all about, which is commercial to resi or airspace above houses or flats or whatever it is, right? Those are the notes that we needed. So there was a bit more confusion as well as technical errors. So that kind of took a bit of time, but they are generating. So you've got a bunch of leads to play with as we speak. Do you want to open your sheet?
No problem. Sorry?
Do you want to open your sheet?
Yeah, is it been sent? You can open it if you want.
You should have access. Let me just very quickly check.
Would it have been sent via email or WhatsApp?
No, it's on Google. So let me just check. It's on Google Drive. Okay.
Yeah.
And it stays on Google Drive because once you start to make notes besides in the column, then everyone can see those notes, and we can track the leads and be able to negotiate accordingly.
How do I access that then? What's the?
Let me just quickly. I do remember sharing them with you. Just give me 1 sec. I'm going to open it now.
Yeah, sure.
Franchise leads. On it. I'm just checking your access. Oh no, you don't have it. Do you want to share your email with me?
Yep.
Share your email with me.
Yeah, let me send it to you now. Just send it on WhatsApp.
WhatsApp, please. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just forward to your phone.
Okay. I was going to say, so I don't mind. I'm happy to look at things like the hotel and block leads. Actually, if things come up, then yeah, happy to look at that actually. Yeah.
So Punit, like I said, we are very strict with our criteria, because I know that unless you don't follow this criteria, then you're creating you practically become a slave of the system. That's not what we are all about. The criteria is very simple. It's either 9 or more units in a block, and 30 or more rooms in a hotel.
Yeah.
I'll give you an example. Let's say you come across a hotelier and he's got 5 hotels in the region. Okay. This happens all the time. Okay. Because when someone is growing in a region, they want to keep growing in the same region. Okay. Proximity is key when you're running a hospitality business. So you come to a hotelier and he's got 5 hotels, right? Or 5 or 10, sometimes they have more. So let's say even 5, right? He's got 5 hotels, 30 or more rooms. And now he's tired, fed up. Okay. He wants to go to France, Monaco, bloody Spain, or wherever he wants to be in the world, and just can't be bothered. As long as we can build some trust, he gives you the first one, and we do a good job. 6 months later, he gives you another one. We do a good job, and then don't be surprised, 12 months later, he gives us all 5. Now, all 5 with one person, even if there are 30 rooms, all 5 of them can easily make you 300-400 grand. And that's with managers in place for all of them.
Yeah.
And they're dealing with the firefights. They're dealing with all the problems on the ground, while you have taken your laptop and be anywhere in the world. The only challenge between that is that what if that manager leaves the keys on the table and disappears? Well, guess what? If you're running a business, sometimes you have to deal with emergencies. You fly back, you find someone, you put him in, and then you take your laptop back and disappear. That's business, right?
Yeah.
Always have enough backup. So I have, for example, I've been taking interviews lately for manager positions. I have probably interviewed maybe shy of 100. I am saving the numbers of those who are worth it. Okay, more on a scale of 1 to 10, they're maybe a 7 or more. And I save their numbers. I may not give them a chance now, but what happens in future, if someone leaves me, I can quickly sit down and make those 20, 30, 50 calls, recruit someone pretty quickly, and then you can have someone on the door within hours.
Yeah.
Are you with me? So you have to be prepared for stuff like that. But again, the model is such that it will allow you the freedom that you want, because if you go below 9 units, or if you go below 30 rooms, then you're practically a slave.
Yeah.
Because you can't afford a manager.
No.
Simple. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I understand. Yeah.
So would you like us to generate those block and hotel leads for you?
Yeah, I think that would be good, actually.
Okay. Let me convey that to the team.
Sure. Thanks.
Sorry, Grace, I thought she was going to stay. So hi team. So we are going to generate the block and the hotel leads for Connect. So acknowledge this, please, everyone. Sorry, Grace. I didn't know you had to leave. If you want to join back, I'll be able to answer your questions. So yeah, again, you do need to dig into your list, because your questions will be based on more specifically on the leads generated, especially the sheet that I shared with you, which was all about planning gain steps. Once you start to dig into these sheets, what you will start to have more clarity on is the steps towards being able to reach the full potential of the site. Okay?
Yeah.
Am I a full expert in that space? No. Do I know quite a lot? Yes. Do I have more people I can ask questions if I don't know? Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone can know everything behind the scene of planning. It's just too complicated, and there's way too much detail. There might be a few people out there. I'm not contesting that, but there would be very few people in the country. It's very, very complicated. So we are only learning as we go along as well. Okay, but I do know quite a bit because I've been through the process a few times now.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, dig deeper into that. Again, I was sharing this with the me that look, the magic is, here is what most people don't realize. Okay. Irrespective of how much trainings you get, irrespective of how much mentoring you get, irrespective of how many leads we generate, it will all come down to two skills: your leadership skills and your persuasion skills. If you cannot get a yes from a landlord, you're not going too far. Okay. If you cannot get a yes from an investor, you're not going too far. Okay. That is where it all comes down to. When people moan about, oh, trainings don't work, mentoring don't work, that's because you've not sat down in front of a mirror and practiced communication skills. Okay. You've not sat down in front of a camera and recorded your body language. You've not sat down and really practiced persuasion skills. Okay. And then you can go and blame pretty much the rest of the world. That's fine. Okay.
Yeah.
So I always tell people, look, we can generate all the leads. We can do all sorts of things. One thing we can't do is get you to practice. You need to do that yourself. We can help you in the journey. And again, you know, I shared this previously, and the Mir would know, look, you need to change the word sales to serving. Because once you do that, all of a sudden, your body language changes, your tone changes. You're really actually there serving a landlord, making sure that you're reaching the full potential of the site for the landlord and for yourself. Okay? So you need to create a win-win situation. It may sound cliche, but that's what it is. Okay? But it's all about serving. And a lot of people don't realize that. They walk in and they want to sell. They want to grab the deal. Okay? And that's where things go wrong, because then your body language is wrong, your tone is wrong, the words that would come out, they would be wrong. I started practicing when I was like in my mid-20s. I am mid-40s now. Okay, so 20 plus years now. And I can tell you, I've practiced this so much so that very rarely these days, I get my words wrong. I still do, don't get me wrong. I still do, but it's very rare. I slow down when I'm speaking. This is my slow down, just so you know. If you're seeing me in my mid-20s, I used to speak double the pace. Okay? You wouldn't even understand me. Okay? That's my slow pace. Okay? So I really slow down, and it's all about making sure that you pick the right words, you know what you're talking about, you do have a basic understanding of what the deal is all about, and then you do not negotiate without an appraisal. If you start talking numbers with the landlord and you don't have an appraisal in front of you, you've already lost the deal. Okay? Because you cannot talk numbers unless you have an appraisal in place. And don't be surprised that when you reach the landlords, they keep asking you, so what are you going to pay me for my property? Don't be surprised. They will ask you that question a million times. Because what they want to know is the end result as soon as possible. And you can't give them that number unless you put it on a spreadsheet, know exactly what we can pay them. And that's when you go, and then you would be able to use those numbers as a negotiation tool with the landlord. You do not give him the spreadsheet. If you give him the spreadsheet, he doesn't need you anymore. Okay? You only negotiate with those numbers. You do not give him the spreadsheet. But without the spreadsheet, you cannot negotiate. You'll normally end up definitely giving a wrong number. And whatever that number may be, the likely is it's going to be higher than what it's worth. Because the landlords perceptively live in the world of my property is worth more. Okay? So you would end up giving a wrong number. So do not give a number unless you have an appraisal in place. This is with all. This is with planning gain deals, conversion deals, with block leads, block deals, or kind of hotel deals. Do not give a number. The hotel owners will ask you, what sort of rent are you going to pay me? How much are you going to pay me for the lease? Block lease, people are going to say, oh, well, rent guarantee, are you going to pay me $1,000 a unit? Probably worth about 800. And you shouldn't be even giving rent guarantee unless you've tested the market. Okay? Same with hotels. You do not give a rent guarantee unless you've tested the market. You do not tell them how much lease you're going to pay unless the market is tested and then it actually stacks with the return on investment. Okay? If you make less money on your invested money, then how are you going to find an investor who might invest in you? The whole thing doesn't make sense. A deal has to make you 20%, for you to be able to pay 10% to an investor. Okay. Otherwise, why would you do the deal?
Yeah.
Same with arbitrage, right? You can set up a block leads deal or a hotel deal on arbitrage basis. What does that mean? It means that you borrow money at, let's say, hypothetically 10% or 12%, okay, 1% per month. You do all the appraisal of the hotel or the block, and then you say, okay, with me not being involved at all, I can give it to someone and make 20%. And then you know you're going to make 8% or 10%. That's arbitrage deal. You set it up, it stays there for 3, 4, 5, 10 years. It keeps giving you that 8 to 10%. Okay, that's arbitrage. But you need to have clarity that the numbers are going to work. Because if the numbers don't work, what will happen is you might make only 10% and you might have to pay the investor 12%. Okay, so it's, I'm trying to look for the right words. For me, it's common sense. Okay.
Yeah.
Most people I speak with, it's not, unfortunately. So arbitrage, like in property space, those who understand arbitrage are the biggest winners. They're the biggest winners by far.
Yeah.
Because they can go and leverage other people's money to hundreds of millions, and they know that they're going to double their money or at least make a very good percentage and set up that deal once and then forget about it. Okay? Simple.
Yeah.
Let's say you go and set up a 100-bed hotel. You've done all your numbers. You're very, very sure that those are the numbers. Let's say it's making it 20%.
Yeah.
And now you have an investor that's sitting in front of you that's happy to get 1% a month.
Yeah.
And if it's a 100-bedroom hotel, even at 8%, you're likely going to be sitting on a passive income of £500,000 a year with your laptop in Monaco. Why not?
Yeah.
Okay. But it's not very difficult. And I get this a lot where people say, oh, well, where are the investors? Well, most people, what they don't know is there's way too much money out there. Way too much money. You need to be the right person and you need to have the right deal on the table for someone to say, you know what, I'll invest in you. Okay?
Yeah.
Simple. I came as an immigrant. I came with £300 in my pocket. February 2000. Okay? If I had not leveraged other people's money, I would be nowhere close to where I am. Absolutely nowhere close. Okay? So it's just leveraging other people's money. I do that all the time. Even right now, we are about to close. We've already paid for the valuation. We've already gone through all the legals. The valuation is happening next week. We are closing 14 flats freehold. And these are holiday let flats.
Yeah.
Yeah. So these holiday let flats, we're going to put a manager up. Even then, my expected target to make is about 100 grand. Okay.
So are these developed? Do they need to be developed, or are they ready to?
No. They're ready
to let, basically.
Ready to let flats, and they're holiday let flats. They're not the AST style long-term flats. They're holiday let flats.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah. Again, leverage other people's money, leveraging money from the banks. Understanding leveraging money is key.
Yeah. Okay.
Any more questions?
No, so I've opened up the lead sheet as well now, so I'm just having a quick look at it. So yeah, I can see it all. That's great. Yeah, thank you.
They'll keep adding, so it's just a good start. That's all.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, no problem. I can start working on this. So just to make sure, I want to make sure I do the right thing and approach this in the right way. So obviously, if I look at, let's say, one of these leads, I'll do all the research in terms of the owner.
No. Let me open your sheet and take you through one of the examples. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Thanks.
So let's look at the first one, which is 16A Crane Grove N78NN.
Yeah.
Commercial to residential conversion under class MA.
Yeah.
Keep scrolling. Size 7563.
Yeah.
It's an office, existing office at the moment. Purchase price, it says 4.8.
Yeah.
Profits 2.5.
Yeah.
These are potential numbers. They'll probably be close about 90% accurate, not 100%. And then if you keep scrolling, it should give you a GDV number. It didn't give a GDV number. So allowance for profit, it says 29% return on cost. GDV doesn't give you a number. Probably that's a missing data from there. Okay. Now, if I was you, I'd look at the address, check Street View.
Yeah.
Okay, how big is the building? Then go and check who owns it. If you can find that information, great. If you can't find it, then visit the site, because you don't need to do any more due diligence. Remember, the reason those leads are on the sheet is because the system thinks that it's a potential lead, okay? Which means that there is potential to convert that into a residential, okay?
Yeah.
Let me just go commercial to, no, it actually says commercial. Yeah, it says commercial to residential. Okay?
Yeah.
So you don't need to do any more due diligence except trying to find the landlord and understanding the basic numbers.
Yeah.
And then you approach the landlord. Let's say you get some sort of positive indication. And then the guy says, you know what, how much are you going to pay me for my building? He'd probably end up telling you 6 million. If it says 4.8 on the sheet, I can tell you with my experience, the guy is going to turn up and say, well, are you going to give me 5 or 6 million? Okay. Do not talk now. I actually did a session, Puneet, on the training shared, which is initial landlord approach. Okay.
Okay. I'll look at
It's called initial landlord approach. It's season 2. I think it's one of the videos of number 20 plus. So it's either 23, 24, something like that. Go and watch that video. I share how do you approach a landlord initially, and what you should be saying and what you shouldn't be saying, stuff like that.
Have a look at this, please.
Yeah.
Hi, Nav.
Okay.
Hi, Jack.
Hi.
Yes.
So watch that video, but it just gives you a lot more clarity on
not that. The next one to the left.
what to say and what not to say.
Yeah. All right. So I'll have a look at that, and then I'll go through this. All right. I'll come back to if I've got any questions. But makes sense. Okay.
Just reach out to me again. Like I said, when you get a positive indication, you come back. That's when we will start the due diligence. Due diligence process is 3-phased for it. Okay. Yeah. Imagine the first step you already have. Okay. In English, British language, they call it the fag packet due diligence. Okay.
Yeah.
It can be done in 5 minutes, right? That's already there on the sheet. That's when you go to phase 2, and then that's when you start to look at your spreadsheet, the one that I gave you, planning gain steps, and then you go through those steps, okay? And some of those steps you can't even do. You need technical people for them, okay?
Yeah.
So consultants of all sorts, depending on the size of the deal and the complexity and abnormalities of the deal and so on and so forth. Quite a lot of that I can do. But a lot of that stuff is technical, as in you need really experts in that space for them to give you answers. So when you apply for planning permission, or when you make an application, a lot of times you have to hire these people to be able to get their feedback, to be able to, and those reports will go as a part of the planning application.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I understand.
And then we have Nav here. He's an architect, so he can help us.
Hi, Puneet.
Hi there.
And he can help us in some cases as well.
Yes, I can. Yeah, no problem.
Fantastic. Okay.
Also, let me share with you something very interesting. Okay. When you are working on development deals, and in fact, the whole of the property business, let's say you send something to a solicitor and he does it. You still have to double check it. You send something to an architect, you still have to double check it. You send something to a planner, you still have to double check it. You send something to the builder, you still have to double check it. You send something to anyone, you always have to double check it. You might turn up and say, well, I'm not a legal guy. Unfortunately, you will become a better, more informed legal guy than your solicitor would be. Okay? Do not be surprised that they make a blunder and then eventually you're responsible. Now, I have nothing against you. I've just been through the process. Okay?
Yeah.
Literally everyone, right? This is recorded so everyone can see. Irrespective of who your consultants are, architects, planners, and a million other that you would have to use in the journey.
Yeah.
You have to double check their work because they will make blunders, and that eventually you're the only one who's paying for it.
Yeah.
Okay. So I actually have sat down and read hotel leases of over 100 pages. I hate reading technical stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And the times that I've not, almost always I've suffered. Almost always. Okay. Same with drawings. I've had times someone send me drawings, architects, and I look at them like, are you actually even present in what you're doing? That's how bad they've been. Okay. So you always have to double check. Like I said, when you go through this journey, 20 years later, I can tell you that you would know more than an architect, you would know more than a planner, and you would know more than your solicitor. Okay?
Yeah.
Guaranteed. Okay? Not that you have to become one. I'm just saying that you'd know more. Okay? I can tell you in legal terms, in many, many cases, I know more than that your solicitors working on the cases. Okay? Because I've been through the process so many times, I know. Also, I've done, finance courses, so I'm actually a qualified financial advisor. For those who are watching this, I don't advise on regulated stuff anymore, but I'm a qualified financial advisor. So I've been through the process behind the scenes for finance cases, and I look at all the blunders that's been made. Let me share with you an interesting story. A developer got a JCD contractor on board, eventually didn't read the contract, ended up in a legal mess. They had to pay £130,000 that the developer decided not to pay the builder. Okay. That case dragged on for 15 years. They eventually paid right in front of me 1.5 million. Okay. And now if anyone who here thinks they're smart, right? That 1.5 million came out of remortgaging a £25 million portfolio, bringing it down to its knees so bad that at a £25 million portfolio, they had zero passive income. So imagine sitting on a £25 million portfolio and you've made so many blunders that it's leveraged so bad that you have zero passive income. And you still have to manage the portfolio.
Yeah.
Talk about slave of the system. Create one for yourself if you don't read documents. Okay? I'm just sharing with you how many blunders I see and how people think of it this way. If you're not detailed, you're going to make blunders. I am not going to sit and read your documents. You need to put your head down and say, I am going to read my legal documents. I'm going to read my drawings. I'm going to read my planning application 1,000,000 times to make sure that I've got it right. I'm going to sit down and read all the reports that are attached given by experts, and I'll double check it on Google from every single angle. Okay? Either you enjoy it or you don't.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yep.
The devil is in the detail by 1,000,000 miles. Okay?
Yeah.
Okay?
That's true. Yeah.
Here is something I learned from Jim Rohn, right? I've only watched videos. I've never seen the guy, right? He goes, when someone is about to fail, that guy has not failed in a day. You don't fail in a day. It's a gradual process. Gradual process of how you think. You look at a document, say, well, I'm getting bored. I don't want to read this. And then you do that about 20 times in your life, and all of a sudden now you're failing. I mean, look like all of a sudden. You should have read those 20 deals that you did, and then you should have read your legal documents. Okay?
Yeah.
So again, I'm only sharing with you. In fact, I made an error literally a few months ago. Don't get me wrong. It's not like I'm doing everything right. I ended up reading a lease partially, and now when I look back at it, something is not according to how I wanted it. I could have easily made that change when I initially read it. The reason I didn't read it at that point, because I was looking after my kids.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, it's not a blunder. Luckily, it's a minor thing. because I read it partially, it could have been a blunder. Even though I remember when I signed the lease, I made a list of all the major points and I double checked it with this lister. So they got all the major points correct, but not the minor ones, because I never made a list.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you have to be very careful. Okay. And again, I've shared this so many times, so important. Okay. If you don't take your trainings, if you don't take your mentoring, you don't come to these sessions, you don't read your documents, you don't put the work in, you don't make initial contact with the landlords, you don't go and negotiate, you don't do the appraisals, how will you succeed? No one can. That's what the work is all about. Putting the work in, actually doing the work, actually understanding what is planning gain. It's helping reach the full potential of the land. We are not developing. We are not developers. If you ask me,
Yeah.
I have stopped calling myself a developer. I am a property investor. And being a property investor means reaching the full potential of whichever site I look at. And in the planning gain space, it's understanding how can you reach the full potential of the land. When you look at a block leads, how can you reach the full potential in terms of being able to fetch the highest per room night rate for the block? Same with hotels. And then with hotels, if you're buying them, for example, like we are buying blocks and we have hotels, helping that asset reach its full potential, not just in terms of the room rate, but also the space that you have. So if there is a very big room in the hotel, why not change it into 2 rooms? Convert it into 2 rooms. If you can fetch more rent if you were to convert it into 2 rooms. So, creating additional space, creating additional rooms, also to reach its full potential. This is with blocks, if it's your own blocks, for example. Okay. Yeah. Or again, going back to planning gain, understanding how can you maximize the value of the space. Okay. And I can assure you, please, I'm repeating myself. If everything that you're learning here, if architects understood all of this, they wouldn't be architects. If planning guys understood everything that you're learning here, they wouldn't be planners. If a plumber understood everything, he wouldn't be a plumber. Okay? If a builder understood everything, he wouldn't be a builder. He would build it for himself. Okay? So try and understand the gist of this, right? When you bring all of this knowledge into one space, that's when you become an investor. Okay? Understanding all the technical aspects of, like when I say technical, as in technology-wise, how do you build a house these days? Okay? Cameras, underfloor heatings, can be managed from anywhere in the world, all the lights, lights you should be able to manage your home lights from sitting anywhere in the world. You should be able to manage your cameras, manage your heatings, manage your electricity, manage your mood, manage your music from anywhere in the world. All these that gives you an edge if let's say you do decide to build. Okay? But again, if one person knew all of this, then they would be doing what we are doing. They wouldn't be doing the technical job that they are doing. Does that make sense? Yeah. Funny enough, I come across a lot of architects and planners. Here is something now for you, right? Very interesting. I always look at their journey and think, why the hell are they not doing what I'm doing? That's because they don't understand the whole process. They only understand the one bit of it. They don't. That's the reality of it, right? Otherwise, why would an architect go and work for someone else? Why would they do projects for someone else? They just rather find their own deals, do their own architecture work, and then make money themselves. Because they don't understand. Speak with a broker. He knows everything about money on a property, and he knows nothing about property. Okay? I had someone literally, my guys are doing networking on LinkedIn and all sorts of places, right? They messaged a broker this morning who is in my contact list as well. I've spoken with the guy a couple of times, and he's written, "How are you, so and so?" And the guy replies, yeah. So we are asking, "How are you?" The guy replies, "Trying to avoid buying property courses." And I replied to the guy, "If you knew what we do, you would not be a broker. Good luck." I removed him, and then that's all. I left it there. Okay? Because if you knew property, you wouldn't be a broker. Brokers don't make money, guys. Okay? I act as a broker while I do zero applications. I pass on the business to other brokers. I get paid by them. So I only generate leads because the network is so large. So for me, it's monetizing the network in one way. Okay? But I don't do any applications because brokers don't make money. Do you think architects make money? Think again. Do you think planners make money? Think again. Who does actually make money? Those who understand all of this and can bring it together. They understand money. They understand deals, as in arbitrage and planning gain deals. They understand commercial, as in commercial valuations. Okay, here is an interesting one which a lot of people don't know. You can get a commercial shop, let's say a shop, okay, and it's rented out to, let's say, a local hair guy, like a salon. Okay, you buy that shop, bring Domino's, bring Starbucks, bring one of these big chains. All of a sudden, let's say you buy the shop for $500,000, you bring one of these big chains, go back and do a commercial valuation, you'll get $1 million. You will double the valuation of a commercial shop just by removing a local tenant into a chain, like a brand tenant. Double the value, guys. There are investors out there that just do this. They buy shops, they bring a large conglomerate as a franchise, and they double the value of their shop. Okay? Another one, there are people who do just this alone. Okay? They buy blocks of flats with unsplit titles. They split the titles and add anywhere between 20 to 30% more value. There are people who do this alone. They would buy blocks of flats with shorter leases. They would go and apply for leases and then add 20 to 30% value to the property. Okay? That's all they do, guys. You're not doing any work. You're not speaking with the builder. You're just doing this. That's all. Okay? Not very difficult. It's not very difficult. It's just common sense. Okay? You see a lot of flats in and around W2 postcode. Okay? Where these are shorter leases. And if it is owned by the freeholder is owned by a private company, then it can be a difficult deal. But if it is owned by a large conglomerate or it is owned by the council, then you can make quite decent money, because then you can buy a flat that's, let's say, has 40, 50, 60 years lease, go and apply for extension of lease, you pay, I don't know, 30, 40 grand, but then you add value worth 300, 400 grand. Okay? I see these all the time behind the scene when I'm doing finance cases. Okay? Splitting titles, extending lease, you know, all of this is just super, super easy. You know, I remember someone came to me and said, I'm looking for loan to buy this shop. They bought it at 250,000. We got them 50% loan at 125,000. Eventually, they gave the shop to some franchise, and later came and it was double the value. It was worth $500,000. They paid 250. Sitting at home, change the tenant, double the value. Pretty decent strategy. Okay. Again, as a franchise, I can share with you all of this, but we are not covering. We're only focused on 3. Okay. All right, guys. Any questions, guys? Navid, do you have any questions?
No, that's fine. I think you touched on some good stuff there. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Again, yeah.
If you think, here is something, and I wanna be very, very humble with this. Okay, I'm gonna put my head down, and a lot of humility. If you think this is a good session, go and watch the 200 other sessions behind the scene. There's 200. We have 200 sessions like these recorded in our trainings. If you think this is good, I can assure you every single one of them is as good. Go and watch. It's what you call putting the hard work in now to be able to make smarter money. Okay? Any questions, guys?
No.
Not really.
I said I will turn up every time someone would ask me. I will answer your questions into as much depth as you would like me to. Is all of this easy? No. Is it worth it? Yes. I know someone personally who just worked with one strategy, has a £50 million portfolio, and that's the shops one. He buys shops, freehold, or very, very long leases, and then brings in a new franchise tenant. In many cases, doubles the value and has a portfolio of £50 million, guys. Okay. Okay. And it's because he's added so much value that is so low leveraged that his passive income is enormous. Does that make sense? Because you're adding value, you're low leveraged, and that allows you a much higher passive income. Okay. Okay. Like literally just one strategy. Okay. This can be applied to hotels. This can be applied to hotels. Okay. But you do need to buy them freehold and so on and so forth. Yeah. There's all sorts of things you can do as long as you have an open mind. Yes, the meat.
Yeah, that's the other question about these hotels.
Yeah, commercial valuations.
Yeah, that's because this I mentioned to you. Last year, beginning of the year, I came across one. Well, in one group, it was mentioned that one hotel in Edgware Road is for lease. And then I Googled, then this hotel was actually for sale because the leaseholder at that time was moving out. And I don't know, this leaseholder has a lot of other properties. I don't know why they are going out. I didn't actually ask. But the hotel is now still on sale. So
you're gonna see a lot of hotels in central London for sale.
Yeah.
As in, when I say central, I don't mean just West 1. Quite a lot of the central parts of London, because most of these hotels are not profitable. Okay.
Right.
And that's because when you look at a hotel that's worth, 100 million, and when you actually look at the numbers behind the scene, they only make maybe 1, 2, 3% return on money invested. Okay. So if you're making that kind of money, whosoever has parked their money, remember, if someone has money parked in a central London hotel, see what I just said? It's parked money.
Parked money.
They're not making money. They're not making money because they can take their money and make a lot more money in something else. It's parked money. So if they park their money, in many cases, they want to now sell and use the money for something else, so on and so forth. So you're going to see a lot of hotels in London that would be up for sale. That's purely because they are not profitable or may make losing money or just very little profits. So for anyone to be looked at and saying, I want to move on.
Would they convert them into flats or keep them into a hotel or something?
You have to read the local policy. Okay. You're not. Some councils are so strict; they're not just going to let you turn a hotel into a.
Because there's employment as well.
Into residential purely because of the region. Yeah. Okay. So for example, we have stock in Blackpool. Blackpool Council won't let you touch anything They won't let you convert a block into a hotel or a hotel into a block or any of them into residential. They won't let you do anything. Okay, they're just very old school, zero tolerance for any changes. Okay, so again, you have to check with the local council, see, what can be done. Yeah.
Guys, I'm gonna have to make a move. But
that's fine. Thank you.
yeah, cheers
Thank
for your
you.
time. Thanks
I
again,
hope
Jack.
this was helpful. Thank you.
Yeah,
Bye.
yeah, nice to meet you guys. See you later.
Bye.
Thank
See
you.
you later.
Bye-bye.
See you later.
All right, now, do you have any questions?
No, thanks. I thought I'd catch up with you.
Thank
And
you. Damir, do you have any questions?
No, so not regarding this.
Okay, amazing.
Yeah.
Enjoy the rest of your day, and I shall see you guys next week.
that'd be
Okay.
great.
Yeah.
Jack, thanks
Thank you.
for the
Thank you.
franchise and everything.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.